This podcast is a Radio Mike original production. Head to radiomike.com.au to find out more. This episode of Harry Potter and the Boys is brought to you by Radio Mike on Patreon and the 20th Century Boy podcast. Head to patreon.com/Radio Mike and for as little as $1 a month, get a bonus podcast every week. And search 20th Century Boy on your favorite podcast app to hear more from me every week. 50 years after the final Harry Potter book, Harry Potter is now headmaster of Hogwarts, ready to usher in a brand new generation of witches and wizards. My name's Radio Mike, and I love Harry Potter. In fact, I love Harry Potter so much that when I was a kid, I wrote a series of 7 Harry Potter fan fiction novels. This is book 2 in that series. Welcome to Harry Potter and the Teamwizard Tournament. Hello, Hamoras, everyone. Welcome to Harry Potter and the Boys, Book 2, Harry Potter and the Teamwizard Tournament, a fan fiction podcast by me. Tom Bainbridge is in the studio. Tom,
what's up? Hello.
Welcome to the show.
The big game, the big building. You're up to the second book.
The second fan fiction, or as we call it, the double F.
Why?
Fan fiction.
Do you know what the double F stands for in gay?
No, can I guess?
If you want, yeah. It's like if you're on Grindr or Scruff or something and you send FF.
Fucking fit
No.
fucker?
No.
What is it?
Fist fucking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
people would just write on Grindr double F. I'm into fist
yeah,
fucking.
FF question mark, which means
Wow.
fist fucking. So it's if you want to get fisted or fist someone else.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you just openly do it, because you probably wouldn't do that on like a hetero dating app. I can't.
We skip some steps.
I can't
in the gay
imagine
world.
me getting many matches from girls if I just had, hey, fist fucking is on the cards.
Oh, imagine. Oh, I love it. Oh, the straight world's so sad.
But you haven't been on Grindr for a while, though, because you're in a relationship, aren't you?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I can't be on Grindr.
Oh, it is a new age. It is a new age. We should
age.
talk about this off air. I've had many conversations about this kind of thing.
Have you?
I actually have.
Okay,
Maybe we should do a bonus podcast on the changing landscape of monogamy in 2022.
Oh, I love it.
Okay,
I'm all for it. Yeah.
Now, we are, how far are we? We're 2 minutes in. We haven't even mentioned that this is a Harry Potter podcast.
Oh,
We've
yeah,
only talked about fisting.
Yeah.
You have been on the podcast before with Ollie from Tom and Ollie.
Yes, but he's dead to me now.
He's dead to you now. I saw
We've broken up.
you did a Melbourne International Comedy Festival show, Drama Queen, which
Yes.
was fantastic.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
That's very kind. Thank you very much.
Do you want to talk a little bit about what that was all about?
Yeah, so Drama Queen it was about, I suppose, following your dreams and having enough confidence to be able to go your own way. If you've ever been in a relationship or if you've ever been in a creative duo,
A comedic partnership,
a fist fucking relationship,
a double.
then sometimes you may feel like your partner defines who you are. But the show was all about breaking free of that and doing your own thing, or as Fleetwood Mac say, going your own way.
Yeah. I saw the show on
Or
the
is it a
last
Jeep
night.
ad? Is it a Jeep ad?
What's a G-bad?
No, a Jeep ad.
Oh, I thought that was another Grinder thing. Hey, I'm a G-bad.
No, definitely not.
I saw the show and I spoke to you and Ollie after. Amazing show. And it does ring true to like a lot of, like, I think a lot of people's journeys. Well, it kind of sucks because the show's done now, so no one can go and see it unless you do an encore. But
Why didn't you do this when the show was on?
I'm
There was
so
a
sorry.
4-week season.
I'm so sorry. But yeah,
and
it
the
was.
3 people that listen could have come along.
Yeah, I know. It's guys, this is way too late. But it was awesome. It was such it was really artistic, I thought. It was just really.
It was proper theatre, wasn't it?
It was. It was like in a play format, really reflective and like talking about tricky conversations that, you know, people have in circumstances like in comedic partnerships or relationships or whatever. So
exactly. Yeah.
I really liked it, man.
Thank you.
Congrats.
That's very kind. Thank you.
You were on the podcast last year. Do you remember anything about it?
Oh God.
Because you were on with Ollie, of course. Can I jog your memory?
Please, yeah.
The chapter was called Hermione's Memories. Do you remember anything about it?
I did remember that. I think it was called Hermione's Memories, but Hermione wasn't in it much. Maybe.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I
There was something
I don't
like
know.
that. There was something like that.
Yeah, I think it was I mean, that's typical of this book for a chapter to have a title and nothing. This book 2 is called the Teamwizard Tournament. It took us 16 chapters to even mention the Teamwizard Tournament, and it hasn't started yet.
Yeah. What was the first book called?
Harry Potter and the Boys.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's just the eponymous name.
Can I ask why are we seated next to each other?
Yeah.
why can't you be seated opposite me so I can look at you?
Yeah, that's a good point. Let's do that. Because do you want me to rotate?
No, why don't you go over there?
Oh, you want me to go here? Yeah, the reason for this is.
Or do you want me to? Yeah,
No, this is much better. The reason for that is we used to film the podcast, but I decided to stop filming it. But I still, that's a good point. I still sit
You can
with
edit
the guest.
this out. You can totally.
I'm going to leave it in because I'm ever the
so
professional.
visual.
Now look at us. This is so much better.
It's so much better.
Because me and Tom are now making eye contact, thinking about double F.
Before, I was looking out the window and talking to you.
Yeah, sorry, man. That was
fine.
so unprofessional.
That's totally cool.
Hermione's Memories.
Okay.
Great chapter. But as I said, that book's over.
Yeah.
You've missed a lot of it. We've been introduced to a slew of new characters in this book.
Okay.
Some of which will appear in this chapter.
Yeah.
And, you're doing a solo read now, not aided by Ollie. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, free.
Free.
I can
'Cause
go
he's
my
dead
own
to you.
way.
Yeah.
He's dead to me. He's dead to me. He's going to become a teacher.
Yeah. What
Whatever,
a loser.
Mate. Whatever, mate. Have fun making the kids laugh.
Yeah. And, all right. Well, let's get into the fanfic. What we do...
The FF.
The double F. What we do, Tom, is... Oh, actually, I had a game prepared.
Oh, let's play a game.
Well, this game, we haven't done it for a while. I used to do it on the pod. But this
I love a game.
It's called Potter or Notter. And the way this works...
Okay, this is good.
I'm going to read 3 excerpts from 3 books.
Love it.
Well, and they may or may not be Harry Potter. You have to guess, is this excerpt from a Harry Potter book?
A real Harry Potter book, not the fan fiction.
No, a real Harry Potter book.
Yeah, perfect.
Is it Potter or Notter? And
I grew up with Harry Potter.
so you should be good.
I
at
was
this.
10 when I read book 1.
Wow. Okay.
And I was 14 when I read book 4.
And
I was following on from Harry's age.
Yeah. Okay. So are you 1990?
1990.
Wow. Okay.
And when book 7 came out,
yeah.
I remember I was at the Crosses' house, which were my friends.
Okay.
And
Shout out to
we
them.
all had to read the book so quickly because it came out on a Friday, and we had to read it across the weekend to make sure there were no spoilers.
Yeah. Right.
Because when you knew that if you went to school on the Monday, you would have the story destroyed.
Everyone's read it already.
Of course.
Yeah. You had to finish it quickly.
Of course.
We got 2 copies, me and my brother, because it was like as if we're going to pass it between
100%.
each other.
Yeah.
So now we have 2 copies of that book. Yeah, crazy.
That's good.
Crazy stuff, man. All right.
I'll be good at this.
Just so you know, all names are changed to Harry. So even if it's from another book.
Love that.
Yeah, cool.
Love that.
Here's your first excerpt.
Okay, yeah.
So Tom Bainbridge, Potter or Notter. Here it is.
Yeah.
The sky, Harry remembered, had become overcast. Clouds moving from the east, the air thickening. There would be rain that afternoon. Potter or Notter?
Notter.
What makes you say that?
It just doesn't sound like rolling.
Oh,
It doesn't sound like rolling at all, and
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like the language. It feels more
a bit more adult.
a bit more painting of a picture than we would have got in Potter. We did start to get that towards the later books, but I feel like this is Notter.
You're correct. It's Notter.
Yes!
That's actually an excerpt from Stephen King's It.
There you go.
Great
There you
analysis.
go. Yeah.
All right, number 2 here. Ready?
Ready.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, you asked a question I didn't answer.
The kneeling man almost fell over in his haste to obey. His face was pockmarked. The scars were thrown into relief by the candlelight. Potter or Notter?
Yeah, I think this is book 5. I think it's book 5, and I think they're in the house, which is the The house. You know the house?
Well, I don't want to give anything away.
Yeah.
So
What do
you
mean?
paint it. Well, if I say, yeah, I know the house, it is from that, then
well,
I'm
I
just...
think it's Potter.
Yeah.
But I also think it's from the house in which he's talking about someone who's come to the house and Voldemort's in it.
Okay. You are correct. It is Potter. And it is from Order of the Phoenix.
Yes.
But it's the moment where Harry is seeing through the eyes of...
Yeah, the Nagini.
Yeah. It's that moment.
Yeah, and
Wow.
in the house.
You're really good at that.
In the house.
Yeah.
With the old man.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well done. All right, here's your last
I've
one.
read them a few times.
Before the double F, here's one more. Is this Potter or not a Tom Bainbridge? Yes. She reached out a white hand to Harry and she touched his black hair. He blinked at her intently, then he shimmered as if in a heat haze.
Well, this could be the end of book 4 when the wands have connected infinite incantatum.
Priori
incantatum. I'm thinking it's either that moment or it's later on, maybe book 7, where I think there's some things coming out of a grave at some stage, maybe, but I could be wrong. I think it's Potter.
Okay, and when it says she reached out a white hand to Harry, who do you think that is?
I think it's his mum.
Oh, like when the ghosts start appearing. Interesting.
It's not though, is it?
It's not a. And you know what the worst part about this is? Again, ever the professional. I've actually forgotten what book I got that from. So
You're an idiot.
You're
an idiot.
Because when I planned
that's stupid. That's like, you've prepared for the podcast. Either prepare or don't. Like, don't.
Where did I get it from?
Or just lie.
No, it was from
Just lie.
American Gods by Neil Gaiman.
Oh,
yeah. So there you
cool.
go.
But Gaiman. Cool. Nice.
You got the Potter. You got 2 out of 3.
I got
that's
2
a
out of
win.
3.
Now I'm going to hand over the laptop to you.
I feel like you tricked me in that last one, but that's good.
Oh, well, that's the game, man. All right, here we go. We are up to chapter 14, actually.
Oh, my God.
And again, ask any questions if you're unsure. Critique the language.
Of course.
Start us off, Tom, by reading the title of this chapter.
I've just seen one of the characters' names.
Okay. Well,
And that is, what is you... Are you sure? Okay.
I want you to read it verbatim as the author intended.
Chapter 14, Dragons and Burgers.
And I should give you a little recap. So the first task of the Teamwizard Tournament,
Yep, which is like the Triwizard Tournament.
which is a specifically designed tournament for the evil teacher, Mr. Charger, to kill the boys. They're the team.
Charger, okay.
The first task is apparently killing a dragon and turning it into a burger. So this chapter is called Dragons and Burgers.
Which surely they would have had, like, why wouldn't you eat dragon meat?
Yeah, but it would be a weird one because they're probably endangered. So it'd be like...
So true.
It'd be like eating an
It's
endangered
so
animal.
true.
It would be like whale meat. You know, we don't...
But then if they've killed it, you may as well use every part of it.
What are you going to do with it? Just leave it there rotting?
Yeah.
Use it. You could feed a bloody... I don't know, something with the dragon. All right.
Okay, and my favourite part about this book, by the way, is the fact that you've taken references from Harry Potter, but you also, I feel like, have taken references from your life at the time.
Yeah, okay.
And so there's this weird amalgamation of, like, I'm an angry teenager with my teacher, Mr. F-wit. I don't know. It's funny.
Also,
Right.
oh, sorry, I should say last...
Is that true, by the way?
Yeah, it is true.
it
But
is true.
last chapter, we also found out the Australian Hogwarts.
Oh, brilliant.
What's
What's it called?
It's called Dingut School of Hocus Pokery.
Oh, Dinguts.
Yeah, like dingo and guts.
Yeah,
Hogwarts.
not good.
Not good. Dinguts.
Oh, Gringotts, lazy cousin. Gross. Okay. Right, said Dildo. Who's Dildo?
We met Dildo last chapter. He's the Australian exchange student from Dinguts, and he was explaining the dragon task to the boys.
Dildo and your Gringotts indeed.
His name is Dylan Dildo Dilderoni. That's not a joke.
Well, it is a
I
joke.
guess. Yeah.
It is a joke.
It's not a good one.
No.
It's just blatant.
Oh, you're such a teenager. Right. Oh, no, well, he's Australian. Yeah. Right, said Dildo. I'm out of here. My purpose in the story is done. You won't be seeing me again anytime soon, except maybe I'll pop up once or twice in another chapter. Who knows, really? Okay.
Good to know. Dildo's awareness that he's in a book.
It's ridiculous. the boys were freaking out about the idea of having to fight a dragon and cook its meat into a burger. "We don't even know what kind of burgers the judges like," said Luke.
So that's your concern when, you're going into a challenge.
What kind of burgers the judges like?
Instead of like, we could be burnt alive and killed by the dragon. It's like, oh, what do
kind
they
of
like?
burgers?
Pickles, cheese? What are we going to put on it?
It's stupid. They decided to consult Harold about what he knew of Mr. Charger's plans around the Teamwizard Tournament. "Harold, last year Mr. Charger manipulated you, and now he's back to try and kill us again. Do you know anything?" said Rob. "All I know is that Mr. Charger is working closely with Voldemort at all times. Voldemort may be off his bum now, but there's more going on here. FF. I don't think we've seen the last of Voldemort, but I don't really know why Mr. Charger is so fascinated by you boys and Derrickson." Ooh, okay.
And I should say that Mr. Charger in the last book, in a parallel to Professor Quirrell in Harry Potter having Voldemort on the back of his head, Mr. Charger, in fact, had Voldemort on his bum. Yeah. So he removed... And one of the funny parts in that chapter was...
Was it funny?
Yeah, it was pretty funny. He removed...
You wrote this, by the way.
I think it's funny.
Yeah, good.
To reveal this, he removed his pants to the boys, but he was face on, so the boys didn't know what they were looking at because they could just see their teacher's penis. And there's like, "Oh, sorry," and then he turned around to show them Voldemort.
Not okay.
Bit of a classic.
That's not okay.
It's not okay, no.
Okay.
It's pretty crazy. Hogwarts is let loose.
Right up in your green guts. Before they could say any more, the boys realised that Mr. Charger, Derek, and Dimmy Dimatina were all walking down one of the corridors with Mr. Charger leading.
Why did you pause there when you read Dimmy Dimatina?
Because all I could think about was the Australian store Dimmies and Forges.
Oh, yeah.
Dimmies and Forges, be there.
Yeah,
and I thought that Dimmy Dimatina could be something to do with Dimmies.
No, I don't think so, but I do remember Dimmies. It was like was it like a discount store?
Oh, who knows?
Yeah.
Whoever went there.
Does it exist? My mum loved it.
I think it does.
Okay, it still exists. Okay.
What would your mum get from there?
I just remember she was always, as a kid, she was like, "I'm going to Dimmies." So I guess she loved it. Maybe we were poor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
Or there was something else going on with your mum and Dimmy.
Yeah.
Okay, so hang on. We were with Harold now. Before they could say any more, the boys realised that Mr. Charger, Derek, and Dimmy Dimatima were all walking down one of the corridors with Mr. Charger leading. Mm-hmm. Derek and Dimmy seemed to be going without asking questions.
Because, Mr. Charger has tried to kill Derek in the previous book.
Is Derek good?
Is what? Derek's one of the boys. He's a bit Ralph Wiggum-ish. That's how I describe him. He's very stupid and impressionable.
Like a fat Ron.
Like a fat Ron, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And Dimmy?
Dimmy is very Eric Cartman-ish, if you've seen South Park, right?
Okay.
Very, arrogant.
Yeah.
Thinks he's the best. And
Percy.
Yeah, a bit like a fat Percy. Yeah. So Derek and Dimmy are kind of friends now, and they hang out together, and they clash a bit because they're very different.
Okay. Hey, guys. Do you know what Double D is? No, don't worry.
Hey,
guys.
What's Double D?
No,
I must know.
No, it's not. Well,
This
that's DP. Anyway. Hey, guys. Mr. Charger tried to kill me last year, but now he apologised and said it was all just a big misunderstanding and I should continue coming to rehearsals with the Jim Wilkins Choir to help me develop my voice and I should bring Dimmy with me, said Derek.
Okay, so
long sentence.
Very long sentence. The Jim Wilkins Choir are a
Jim Wilkins Choir.
They're a choir
So sad.
that have come to Hogwarts.
Yeah.
I was about to say St. Kevin's like I was back at high school.
Yeah, there we go.
They've come to Hogwarts and they're working with Mr. Charger, but they don't seem that evil, so the boys don't really know what's going on.
Were you in the
there.
choir at school?
I was in the choir at school, yeah.
What was the name of the choir?
The senior choir.
Not the Jim Wilkins
I don't know where
choir.
Jim Wilkins came from.
Jim Wilkins.
Yeah. Crazy.
I actually don't need to develop my voice because I actually have the same vocal range as Freddie Mercury. But I'm just going as a support person for Derek because I know he needs it, said Dimmy.
And that was a perfect read of Dimmy. That's his exact tone. I loved that. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm really reading into it.
Great read, by the way.
Thank
just
you.
generally.
Thank you. Mr. Charger strolled over to the boys and grabbed Michael by the collar of his shirt and pulled him close to his face.
Very aggressive.
If you boys even think about trying to stop me from killing you tomorrow in the first task, I'll kill you, said Mr. Charger.
So
Fuck Mike.
here, Mr. Charger, the evil teacher, explicitly admits
Yeah, he's going to kill him.
that he's planning on killing the boys tomorrow.
And
It
if he
says,
doesn't kill him, they'll kill
he'll
you.
kill you now. So he's saying, if you think about trying to stop me killing you, I'll kill you, which makes no sense.
In story, like when you're writing a story, right? If someone's trying to kill someone, you kind of need to give them a reason why they're not killing them right there and then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in this, I feel like you're even figuring that out as you're writing it. But you haven't done that. You
No.
haven't figured that out yet. So you're just like going, I'm going to kill you tomorrow. And then you're like, oh, that's weird to tell someone. So now I'm going to just... So if I don't do that, I will kill you.
It is, though, when you think about it, in Harry Potter, there are actually so many times where Voldemort could have just, like, killed Harry. But he,
Well, yeah, of course.
He has all these formalities where he makes him duel him, and he's like, oh, do you remember?
But he's, it's because he doesn't just want to kill someone like that.
Yeah, he wants to humiliate Harry.
Yeah,
and, like,
there's
display
a
his
thing.
power.
Yeah. He's got a full dominating personality.
Yeah,
you
whereas
know?
Mr. Charge is just like, I'm going to kill you.
I'm gonna
If you
kill
try
ya.
and stop me, I'll kill you.
ya.
There's no way out. There's no negotiation.
Oh, what is this? Well, put a saddle on a donkey and call me a bitch. You wrote that.
I know. That's crazy.
Have you ever said that in...
I've never said that in my life.
Well, put a saddle on a donkey and call me a bitch,
Who's saying that?
said Michael.
So Michael just says, wait, Mr. Charger says, if you think about
Yeah.
killing me tomorrow, I will kill you.
I'll kill you.
And Michael says, well, put a saddle on a donkey.
and call me a bitch, said Michael. I just thought about trying to stop you. I just thought about trying to stop you. What you gonna do about it?
Right. So, yeah. So Mr. Charger says, if you think about stopping me from killing you, I'll kill you. And he says, well, I've just thought about it. And then so he's trying to psych out his teacher.
And then Mr. Charger says, well, I'm gonna have to kill you. Scratching his head.
Oh, well, I might have to kill you, I guess.
Oh, it's so teenage.
Pause this. Where are you at with this? How are you feeling about it?
I love this. Is an amazing scene. If you film this, you'll get a cult following for your type of filmmaking.
Yeah,
Because it's like Andy Warhol shit. Like you're explaining you're breaking down, like you're explaining character motivation as you go along, which is some type of like art house style way of storytelling.
Meta, like fourth wall breaking art
Totally.
house. Yeah.
It's like, we've got nothing to hide here. My characters do what they say.
This is
no
exactly what
subtext.
there's no hints.
No.
This is exactly what
Yeah.
everyone is thinking and feeling.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll put a saddle on a donkey and call me bitch. I just thought about trying to stop you. What you going to do about it? Well, I'm going to have to kill you, said Mr. Charger, scratching his head. Then kill me, said Michael.
Whoa.
I will tomorrow, said Mr. Charger. Wait, so when you said you were going to kill us, if we even thought about trying to stop you killing us tomorrow, were you referring to killing us today instead, or just referring to the original killing, said Michael. Michael's a little bitch.
Yeah, he's based on me. Cell phone. Cell phone.
Okay, here was Mr. Charger. Oh, yes. No, I see how there's been a miscommunication there. That's my fault. I'm not going to kill you today because I've got rehearsals and it's broad daylight, so anyone could see me and report me, which would be a terrible idea. But yes, please don't think about trying to stop me killing you tomorrow or I'll have to kill you, responded Mr. Charger while laughing.
So he's like, oh, this is just a big misunderstanding.
Oh, these kids, he's saying.
They just don't get it.
I just want to try and kill you. Why aren't they doing it? But now, okay, so then this is Michael. But now we're sort of back where we started because I've thought about it, which means you have to kill me. But then you're saying you'll just kill me tomorrow. But I'm already thinking about trying to stop you killing us tomorrow. So you'd probably want to kill me now, or it doesn't really make sense what you're saying.
It is true. He has a point. It's like it's a double negative.
You're writing Catch-22.
There's no way out.
Have you read Catch-22?
I know what a catch-22 is.
Well, it's based on the book. And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
everything in it is a Catch-22.
And so explain it in layman's terms. It's when there's just it's like
It's
it's like a between a rock and a hard place kind of thing, right?
Well,
Or is that just too simple? Explain it.
it's oh god, explain a catch-22. You can't. It's like a loop.
Like a paradox.
It's a yes.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
paradox.
Yep.
It's a loop. It's a paradox. It's a catch-22.
So what you're saying is this conversation
conversation
theoretically
could
go forever.
of course.
It's just like, well,
Of course
I don't
it could.
actually understand
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it does. It seems like it does. Okay, guy. What is this line? Okay, so between Michael and Mr. Charger, Dimmy's now chiming in. He says, "Okay, guys, I'm feeling some serious sexual tension here right now."
So weird.
Said Dimmy, "Seriously, if you guys need some private time, I'm totally happy to give you that time."
Wow.
And everybody laughed and went on with their day.
Wow.
Sam also farted, and Mr. Charger laughed and was like, "I'll catch up with you later."
What?
What is happening?
That's insanity. I don't know. That's crazy. You're looking at me like, is there something you want to tell me? Which there's not. But that's
No, but it's just a strange scene. They talk about killing each other, but to be honest, to give Dimmy some credit, I did feel sexual tension between Mike and Mr. Charger. Let's be honest. I mean, they're having this ta-ta-ta between each other.
Right into the show. Is it flirtatious?
100%.
No, that's not okay. We don't condone that.
Why not? It's fan fiction.
Yeah, it is fanfic.
The teacher's going to fucking kill the kids.
Yeah, that's true. We don't condone that either. So really, everything's above board.
Exactly. Okay. Everybody laughed. I'll catch up with you later. They farted. The boys went to the library to find out everything they could about dragons, as well as burgers. It'd be a great book. They were studying hard while also fearing for their lives and worrying about what Mr. Charger had planned. It's a difficult time to be alive.
So you just, you're reading and then you're like, and then you just go back to it.
Constantly in
crazy.
fear. Aside from that, Hogwarts was continuing to be pretty much the same as always.
Okay.
The Jim Wilkins Choir continued to entertain the school with their cheerful music, and the boys honestly enjoyed their presence at Hogwarts.
So the Jim Wilkins Choir sing the same song every time, which is that song from The Sound of Music, the clang clang, the ring ring with the trolley.
Well, we'll get there.
Oh, okay.
They didn't seem remotely evil and were always very kind when seeing them. Ring, ring, ring with the trolley. Clang, clang, clang with the bell. Do you guys need any help studying? Ask us any questions and we will tell.
There you go. And that's a beautiful song to help students.
The boys applauded the Jim Wilkins Choir, and then the librarian came over and was like, "This is a library, no singing."
It's chaos.
That's great.
Is it?
That's funny.
Is it actually?
That is comedic genius.
Is that comedic genius?
It's pretty funny. Imagine seeing that. All right, kids are studying. They're fearing for their lives. A choir comes in, starts singing, and it's like, what the fuck's going on? And then the librarian comes over and goes, "Hey, stop singing." That's funny.
I guess
Meanwhile,
so.
the kids are going to die.
I know. And she's only worried about the silence of the library.
This is a library, no singing. And the Jim Wilkins Choir all did a face at the boys like, what the fuck? And just laughed and did one of those hand signals that's like, we'll catch up with you later. The boys waved and smiled.
I love how as you read that, you did the face and the catch up with you later. Like that just shows that this author, whoever it is, paints a picture so clearly because you just read it off the page.
It's amazing.
You acted it out.
Yeah, or it's so simple that
any fool could do it.
Okay, so the Jim Wilkins Choir were definitely not evil. The fact that they were friends with Mr. Charger was definitely a misunderstanding. Hang on, weren't Mr. Charger, Dimmy, and Derek supposed to be going to a rehearsal with the Jim Wilkins Choir? How are they here now?
That's
said
weird.
Luke.
That is weird and mysterious.
But before anyone could answer, they were interrupted by the PA.
Ooh.
Attention all students, teachers, ghosts, and also any goblins that have found their way here. This is just a reminder that Derek is a disgrace to all wizards.
Yep.
In capital.
And Harry Potter comes over and says that a lot over the PA to the whole school, just to shame Derek.
Also, Neville has lost his toad, Trevor, so I don't know, look from a guess, said Harry Potter.
Okay, so Trevor the Toad is still alive, even though this is 50 years after Deathly Hallows.
And was Trevor a animagus?
No, that was Scabbers.
That was Scabbers.
Yeah, I think Trevor was just a real toad. Amazing he's survived all this.
As the boys were studying, Lachy stood up and began to walk out of the library, looking somewhat bored and uninterested in what the boys were doing, but also maybe just generally bored because the book that he was a character in was probably pretty boring and uneventful. You're starting to get self-conscious by writing it now. Like, this is where you're starting, you're growing up.
Yeah. And I'm like,
And your fantasies are starting to become you're more aware of your fantasies and what you're doing.
and how lame this is.
And you're starting to get self-conscious, which
Yeah.
is not, I wish we could all stay in the bliss
Yeah.
of creativity that is like 11 years old.
Yeah. But we can't.
But we can't.
We do have to acknowledge at some point
That
that our
we're
fan
losers.
fiction is boring. Yeah, that we're losers.
And that we need to try and stop being a loser, otherwise we'll get bashed up.
Yeah.
But then you exit school.
Yeah.
You go through your 20s and you're like, man, I was creative as a kid. And you're like, I wish I could have that back. And so then you start to embrace the things that you were trying to
Yeah.
get rid of at
I know.
school.
This is an accurate reflection of my life.
Exactly.
That's how this podcast started.
I know.
That's kind of
It's lessons. There's lessons in Harry Potter and the Boys.
you kind of talked about that in your Comedy Fest show. A little
I
bit.
know.
A little bit of that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just embracing yourself, which is what this show's about.
So I'm annoyed that the book is referencing that it's lame and uneventful because it's not.
Thanks, man.
It's genius.
Because we wouldn't be smiling as much as we are
It's amazing.
without this book.
Exactly.
So good observation.
Embrace your imperfections.
I think the author would appreciate that, and he does.
Thank you. It is you. As he walked away, he stepped on a toad and squished it accidentally to death, but didn't care because it was probably just a random toad. Let's be honest. It's probably Trevor.
Wow, how did you... Amazing that you've just made that connection because it's such a subtle reference, isn't it?
I
That-
love this.
do you think... Because no one reading this would not make the connection that it's the same
No.
toad, obviously. But
No.
do you think me as a 13-year-old was like, this is so funny. They've just mentioned the missing toad. One line later, Lachy steps on a toad.
I don't think you were trying to be funny. I don't think you were literally just like writing it going, yeah, that makes sense. Like
That
you were.
follows on
That
from
follows
that.
on from that.
Yeah.
Like I don't think you were trying to do it. You just, that's what was next.
Yeah, and this book is just chronological. Like everything just literally goes. Now they were doing this.
And then they're going to do that. And then
Yeah.
they're going to, but that's fine. That's okay.
Good writing.
It's, if you went back through this now,
Yeah,
like you could turn this into a masterpiece.
I sincerely doubt that.
You could.
Maybe.
Massage a bit here and there.
Need it.
Bring out a bit of the sexual tension between
Timmy.
Michael and the
Oh, yeah.
teacher. It'd be great. Make it into some kind of like Call Me By Your Name, Harry Potter fan
Yeah,
fiction.
I'm sure we'll get there.
Where are you going? Said Michael. I'm going back to the common room, said Lachy, with the quintingest look.
So over these books, the word quinting keeps coming up,
Quinting.
but it's not a real word. It's just a word I've made up. And me and Sammy
Oh, it's
Garlep...
quintingest look.
Quinting, yeah. Quint and quinting keep coming up in the books as a descriptive word, but we have no idea what it means. It's not a real word. I don't know why I thought it was a real word.
What's the feeling in the word for you? Because for me, it's like a bit of like from that sentence. Where are you going? I'm going back to the common room. With the quintingest look, I think it's a bit of an annoyed look.
I think so, but it does seem to change depending on the context that the author needed a descriptor.
Of course it does.
Because I think last time it was like a cunning kind of look, like a quinting look. But then I can see like a quinting look, like a
Rolling the eyes.
I'm quinted off today.
Oh, I see. Just because you're not in the tournament, you're not going to help us,
So,
said Luke.
Yeah, Lachy
Bitchy.
is the only boy whose name was not in the tournament. Instead, it was another boy called Gorby Bolonsky, who has never been mentioned in the book.
Bolonsky is
Yeah.
an amazing word.
Yeah, Gorby
Give
Bolonsky.
me a Gorby.
Is that on a Grindr profile?
Probably. Give me a Gorby. Yeah, we're the ones who are going to die out there and you're just going to relax, said Rob. I don't know why I wasn't chosen. I'm tired. You guys will be fine, said Lachy. He looked as though something was on his mind. Probably lots of stuff, like chicks.
Does it say that?
Of course it does. Because who had a lot on his mind? Like chicks when writing this. How old were you?
13.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's ripe.
It's right on the cusp.
Oh, my God. I can't believe you finished this book instead of masturbating.
Probably at the same time.
God.
That's why there's so many spelling mistakes. But just imagine J.K. Rowling actually writing in Harry Potter like, oh, Harry just didn't want to plan for the tournament. He had so many things on his mind, like chicks.
But he did. Joe was on his mind
all
a
the
lot.
time. And then Ginny captivated him.
Oh,
So
what
he-
a silly.
So J.K. Rowling kind of indirectly said Harry had a lot on his mind,
But of
like
course-
chicks.
Yeah, because he was growing up.
He was growing up.
He was growing
He's
up.
getting his
Dick wet.
first stiffies. Yeah.
Quick aside note.
Yeah.
Ginny is the worst casting in the movie.
Everyone says that. I agree. She sucks.
She sucks.
Nothing against Bonnie Wright, the actress.
Not at all, but she wasn't right for the role.
No.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Because she was weak in the movies. And Ginny is not a weak character.
No, she
She's
was
probably
fierce.
the strongest character.
Really, you reckon?
Her and Hermione are easily way better than any of the boys.
Oh, absolutely. Hermione's my favorite character, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think she's the most, yeah.
And Hermione early on, such a bitch. But I love her for it.
Yeah.
Like, I
So
love
snarky,
her.
yeah.
But I feel like Rowling was writing her as a bit of a bitch. And it's like, Rowling, no. She's your best. You know, and we start to get that from
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
3 onwards.
And she shines in the last one.
she shines in the last.
so
She shines in
great.
3.
Yeah, she does actually.
She shines way over Ollie, over Harry.
Over Harry, yeah.
God,
Was it-
Freudian slip.
Yeah, I know.
Well, stuff you. You know, if anyone else was chosen was this stupid tournament, we would help them. We would never turn someone away who needed our help. Ever. And you're just walking away like a bantam, Rob yelled.
Like a what?
Like a bantam.
What's a bantam?
You tell me? You wrote
I
it?
don't know, it's probably another quinta. Can I say?
Like a Batman?
Funny that in a book where there's a character called Dildo Dilderoni,
Oh my God.
why does some of the characters say stuff you? Like just write fuck you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like interesting choices there.
I think, but dildo was written with a Y.
That's true. So it's not really
And I
offensive.
think you were a little bit afraid that someone would find it.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So you didn't want to put fucking there because you'll get in trouble.
Can I confess something? Can I confess something?
totally.
I actually remember I might cut this depending on how you respond. I remember being a curious kid on Google
Totally.
and
We all were.
wanting to Google image search boobs,
Of course.
but I didn't want to get caught out. So I would purposely write like
Oh, yeah.
boosters to like try and have plausible deniability. It's like, oh, I was trying to search boost, but it's auto-corrected to boobs, and now I'm seeing all these boob pictures. I was trying to like
so good.
sneakily not write boobs.
See,
Is that-
pre-private browsing, which
Yeah.
was like, what an incredible feature for
I know.
teenage boys.
Incognito.
and teenage girls. Amazing to have that mode available.
Mm.
I don't reckon that came in until about 2005.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
So pre-private browsing, I'd go hell for leather,
Mm.
but then it would like clear history, clear cookies. Like it was, I had a full process.
Yeah, you used to delete history and
Delete
stuff,
history, but delete cookies because
yeah,
I
'cause
was.
then it's
There were
yeah.
kids that you know that got caught out by cookies. There were kids that got caught out by cookies.
Yeah,
There was a
both
smart,
internet cookies and real cookies. Like they
Totally.
were. Yeah.
but there were smart parents out there that would find the cookies on the computer and go, "What is?"
Who stole the cookie from the cookie jar?
Yeah, it's intense. Okay,
That's hilarious. Caught out by cookie.
caught out by cookies.
Because I
There
still
would be-
don't really get what a cookie is.
Oh, it's a piece of a website that remembers you, so that when you
Yeah.
come back to it, it'll remember the settings.
That's fucked.
So it's a cookie crumb. Think about a
Yeah,
crumb.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
crumb that a website leaves on your computer.
It's like Hansel and Gretel leaving
Exactly.
the breadcrumbs. Yeah.
So they know that when you come back, you're a return visitor.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Cookie talk.
Lachy walked away, walking past Gemini Jones on his way out of the library. The two said hi. Seriously, WTF is going on with them?
Yeah. That's an interesting plot point in the book. There's something going on with Lachy and Gemini. We don't quite know what it is.
They're fucking.
No, they're identical, but there's no explanation for it.
What?
And no one's brought it up.
What do you mean?
They just look identical, but they're seemingly unrelated. And no one's talked about it.
So weird.
So weird.
Gorby Bolonsky, the Gorby himself, the random student who was chosen instead of Lachy, appeared in the library. Gorby's back.
Gorby's back.
Gorby's back.
Well, he's got to be back. He's in the tournament with the boys tomorrow.
Yeah, of course. Bolonsky is such a great fake last name.
It's such a great loser name.
Mwah.
Yeah,
it is like a
Bolonsky.
Larry David character.
Yeah.
Bolonsky.
It is.
That's amazing.
Bolonsky.
He's been in the library. He was going to compete tomorrow with the boys in the Teamwizard Tournament's first task. He was a skinny and lanky boy whose face was full of pimples and he had braces. That was embarrassing.
Does it say that? That's
Yeah.
mean. Kids, it's not embarrassing to have braces or pimples.
It is at school.
It is at school, yeah.
It is at school.
So Gorby's like your typical nerdy,
Oh.
lanky kind of kid.
Oh,
Did you have
so good.
braces?
No, these teeth are all natural.
Same
baby.
here. Smile for me. Yeah, very straight teeth
Amazing.
I'm seeing. Yeah, look at mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, yours are better than mine.
Yeah, they are.
Have you had work? No, I mean, have
And
you
I
had...
haven't had work done.
No, are they veneers?
No.
They're not. They're very real. Yeah,
They're all
very
real.
Yeah, I
All real,
believe
baby.
you.
Okay. He looked at, this is Gorby. He looked absolutely terrified and completely out of his depth. He was pale blue and sweating seriously. He looked a little bit like a crab.
What does that mean?
Can you tell me?
I
Crabs
don't-
aren't
I
blue.
don't-
A crab's blue?
they're orange, aren't they?
Yeah, or they're green.
There's
I suppose.
surely a blue crab out there. You don't know though. What do you think it means for a boy to look like a crab?
I suppose. Okay.
Make the
This
link,
could
yeah.
be amazing.
Yeah.
If you've written this and you mean this,
Which I don't
incredible.
already.
Okay.
Okay.
So, because he's freaked out, right? He's like head. If you stick your head up, right? His head is sinking into his body, so his shoulders are up,
Yes.
and his elbows are tucked into his body, and he's just a bit
Yes.
like and
Yeah,
he's
and a bit like,
sweating, and a bit
yeah.
like hands out. He looked like a crab. Is an amazing descriptive
It's
term.
that is a good, and I think I did mean that now that I think about
Like,
it, looking
oh.
back. Yeah.
You know,
Pins.
pins.
He's like, guys, help me.
Funny you say that. Guys, please help me. I'm so scared about this, said Gorby to the boys, endearing for their help. Fuck off, Gorby, not now, said Michael.
And ironically,
You had such balls as a teenager, didn't you?
to write fuck off.
Fuck off.
But that's ironic because isn't it off the back of them just saying, if anyone came to us for help, we'd help
We'd
them.
help
Didn't
them.
they just say that?
It's probably a reason for that.
That's probably the link. And then Gorby's like, help me, guys. No, fuck off.
Oh my God.
What?
Then a muggle accidentally walked into Hogwarts and everyone's like, WTF? And instead of using Obliviate to wipe his memories, Harry Potter just walked into the room of requirement and gave him a thumbs up and cheesy smile and just locked the door. That's the end of the chapter.
Whoa, we need to unpack
That's
that.
brilliant.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Explain.
Like a lot of current TV writing. If
Yeah.
you're watching a Netflix series or whatever,
Yeah.
they will. Most of the episode is bullshit.
Right.
Until the last 3 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what you've done. You've
It's like a Marvel post-credit scene.
you've pre-done it. Like that's an amazing piece of literary tech. Like you've done well because I want to know what happens to the Muggle now.
You know what I guarantee
we
you
will
will
probably
never
never
see
know
that.
about the
We'll
Muggle.
never see
But
him
he's in the
again.
room of requirement.
But you know,
And Harry Potter, what an evil dickhead.
you know what? Yeah, let's
But at
think
least
about,
it's the room of requirement.
think about this in the context of Harry Potter, right?
Yeah.
A muggle walks into the school. You'd think, yeah, they'd obliviate, relocate him, make
Muggle
sure
can't
he's
walk
okay.
into a school anyway.
I know, yeah, so that can't even happen. But what Harry Potter does, the great Harry Potter, is he sees the muggle and he goes, oh shit, what do we do with him?
Why did you hate Harry Potter?
I don't know.
'Cause he's a dick.
He's a dick in this.
Why
And-
is he a dick?
I-
Well, he's a
but-
dick in the books, actually.
Yeah, he is a
He is
bit
a
of a
dick.
dick, but I think it's the trauma that he experienced as a boy. It's coming out now, and he's never processed it.
You
right?
do read Harry Potter again, and you go, he's a dickhead.
But can you blame him? Like
Yeah, you
abusive
can't.
as fuck childhood.
Yeah, well, that's true.
But then I just love how Harry doesn't know what to do with this muggle. The room of requirement
my
appears,
God.
so he opens it, pushes him in, and gives him a thumbs up.
Cheesy
And just like,
But, I mean, the Muggle will get whatever they want.
that's true. So does the
it's not
muggle
that
just
bad.
get like a paradise that they live in and
Yeah.
like endless food and
Yeah.
yeah. So that's actually pretty good. It sounds like a torture kind of thing, like he's putting him in a
think it's
broom
great.
cupboard and locking him.
I think it's great. That's the end of the chapter. Next chapter is the Australian bull dragon, just as a bit of a link.
Yeah, wow. What did you think? So we've
Oh my
wrapped
God,
up the
that is
chapter.
amazing. I want a copy of this. It's so good. We're about halfway through the book, by the way. It's incredible.
We'll take the laptop back. So what are we up to? What's the next chapter? The Australian bull dragon. Yeah. Wow. Things are really happening.
I'm so pumped for this book.
Really?
I just want to know everything about it.
Okay, so before we wrap, first of all, any wild predictions? Just because you might get it, judging on the randomness of this book.
Any predictions? Well, I mean, I think... what's the teacher's name?
Mr. Charger.
Mr. Charger isn't going to end up killing Michael. He's going to end up falling in love with him and they're going to go on some kind of sexcapade.
Okay.
In the room of requirement.
I hope that doesn't happen.
No.
Do you reckon the muggle will still be there?
In the room of requirement?
Yeah.
What happens if you're in the room of requirement?
I think the room of requirement changed.
Doesn't it?
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah, I think it stays when someone's in there. Because remember there was the fight and Crab and Goyle were in there. And so everybody had to go in there.
Go in there, yeah. Interesting.
So that would be awkward for the muggle.
Do you have
to witness the
just be like, what is going on?
Intergenerational sex act.
Do you have any highlight from this chapter at all?
Yeah, Gorby's last name.
Gorby Bolonsky?
Bolonsky.
Yeah.
What an amazing name. And I liked and of course, the comedic genius.
Yeah.
Which was the librarian telling the choir off for singing. Because my other I didn't explain this, but my other favorite part is the librarian let them sing.
Yeah.
For a whole verse. And then she came over
told
and
them off, yeah.
Said, you're done.
That's pretty rude, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Yeah. And then do you think, I think you've already answered this, but actually lowlight, any lowlights of the chapter? What did you hate about it?
I didn't hate anything.
Great.
It's amazing.
That's what we aim for.
It's amazing.
Okay. And
Your brain is amazing.
I think you've already answered this, but would you keep reading? If this was a book someone gave you?
100%. There is a hook at the end of that chapter.
So it's a page turner.
It's a page turner.
Amazing. Well, this has been awesome.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you coming. Do you want to plug anything? Do you have
No.
anything? You don't have anything to plug?
No. They can go on my Instagram if they want.
Yeah?
At Tom Bainbridge.
At Tom Bainbridge, yeah.
But why would you do that? I'm just some dude.
It'd be, follow Tom. He posts stuff on it. Follow him.
I posted a picture of me making a lasagna.
I loved that. I saw that and I liked it.
Lasagna is like making a lasagna is like having an AFL footballer for a child.
Really?
Because it takes a long time to get there, but then they're only the
amazing.
shining star for like a little bit of time.
Yeah. You get 10 years maybe, or 8 years. But with lasagna, obviously, it's less.
I'm still making the lasagna.
Yeah.
That's how long it takes.
Amazing. All right. Any final words?
Yeah, I'm very sorry to talk about fist fucking at the start of the episode.
That was my highlight. Goodbye, Homoris. This episode of Harry Potter and the Boys was brought to you by Radio Mike on Patreon and the 20th Century Boy podcast. For as little as $1 a month, get a bonus podcast every week at patreon.com/Radio Mike. And search 20th Century Boy on your favorite podcast app to hear more from me every single week. See you there. This podcast was a Radio Mike original production. Head to radiomike.com.au to check out all our other content, stay up to date at radio.mike on Instagram, and get in touch, radiomikepod@gmail.com.